showing what you have on the receipt, the details of the taxpayer, the name, the amount paid. They are there, check, up there. SMS, when they write SMS.
It's 4 naira.
Thank you. Hello. Hello. Yes, it's not a compulsion that you must use the SMS to validate the receipt. Don't forget that we have 3 options. It's either you use the QR code, or you use the SMS, or you go to the web.
The easier one and the available one is the SMS.
Very well.
That's the only one that
Hello, please, let's take it one after the other. Yes. Yes. Well, you see, you know, there's no way. Okay, thank God by hello. Thank God, hello. Because of our time, today is Saturday. I know some of you are still going for one bed. So let's just, yes. So let's just try to, make do with the available time so that we can leave you on time. Now, to address that particular question, thank God my guy is here. You agree with me. So whatever I don't have the authority or to, put a stamp on, I think he should be able to do that. So in the course of question and answering, I'm sure they will be able to throw more light on this one. But let's get the idea. Let's get, the necessary information on how to do it. Then the cash involvement or money involvement can be discussed later. So like I said, that is SMS. You can just send that, receipt number. You send it to, any of those numbers, and then it will return a message to you confirming that that receipt is genuine. That is one way of using SMS. Another way of using SMS is that you, as an agency, you want to offer, service to whoever is coming to you for that. It's 2 ways now. It's either you want to check the receipt. Maybe you have made a payment, or maybe your friend or family have made a payment, and then they want to confirm the receipt. You can just send, the receipt number, and then it will return, information for you. But another way is that I am coming to you for a service. You are going to render a service to me, whether I wouldn't know what. Yes, I've committed a road offense, and I'm coming to you to get my car released. It's a service. So if I'm showing you the receipt which I've used to make payment, my fine, then it is expected of you to validate that receipt before you release my car. That's basically what I'm trying to explain. And so if you are going to do that, then you will go a little bit further than just sending the receipt number to that number. And what is that extra thing that you are doing is that you are going to add your pay ID at the end of the receipt number, just as you can see it on the screen. That's for service rendering validation. Can we see it? Now it requires us to send the same receipt number to by typing LASG, the receipt number. Then you will notice there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then that represents your pay ID. Yes, it's you that you are confirming it. And of course, the agency has giving you that responsibility of how to do that. So if you have done that, so what happens is that a kind of take note, because the system will now take a record of that transaction, of that validation. So at any point in time, whether you have offered service to a wrong person or you have done something that you are not supposed to do to that person, it's just that the question will not come back to you that why did you offer service to this Mr. So when you know that he has brought a fake receipt. It's just a control. I hope it is clear.
Yes.
Okay. No, your own.
My own.
Yeah.
I'm working for the agents, not for myself.
Okay, fine. Now we can see it two ways. Now, for instance, it's not everybody that will be able to use the agency PID, as when we were discussing the other time. But for the fact that you are a LASMA, and at any point in time you can accost or probably arrest any road offender. Are you with me? It can be traced back to you, since you have PID and you have been authorized by the agency to do that, except if there is an agreement that then the agency code should be released to everybody. But mind you, if everybody is given the agency code, we're fine. For validation of receipt, I think it will be acceptable. But for logging in on the website, it might not be, because there has to be a kind of power of attorney. Let me put it that way. The Oga should say that Mr. So and Mrs. So are responsible for agency manifest and what have you, so that they'll be able to view what the agency is generating and what have you. So at that level, we'll have to give that person, an access or a privilege to be able to do that. Just like the last, speaker showed you on the, system the other time. But for verification of, receipt using SMS, I don't think there is a problem in using the agency code. Yeah, I want to agree with you. But more so, if the agency code is not available, you can use your own AI. Basically, that's what it is. I hope it's clear. That is to render service. Okay. Now, that is all about SMS validation. Now, to go to website validation, don't forget the other time we're talking about how to log in, whether as a new user, as individual, or as agency. Hello. So for you to validate receipts using the website, please let's take note. For you to validate receipts using the website, you will do it in two ways. One way is that, yes, I am the owner of this receipt. Anybody can do that. Any taxpayer or anybody who has made one payment or another to Lagos State government can validate the receipt that's been printed by the bank or wherever. And how will that person do it? You will just go to the home page of the Lagos State website, just as we have it here. And then you can do that anywhere in the world, wherever you are. You can do that, provided your phone is internet ready. Are you okay? So now all you need to do is just to go to the menu where you have validate receipt. Can we all see it? On this home page, by the time you type www at the URL, once that is okay, it means that the receipt is genuine. So you can imagine somebody who is abroad and he has sent money to his brother or sister or family here in Nigeria to do a transaction, and then he now send maybe the receipt number and everything to the man up there. The man can quickly just validate the receipt. And once you see the information, know that this person has not eaten up my money. They have done what exactly I asked them to do. That is the importance of that. Now, so the other way, like I said, there are two ways. Now, the second way is that you want to render a service to, probably a taxpayer or somebody else who has come to you for service, just like I said in the case of SMS. So what do you need to do? At that point, you will need to log in. It means you want to validate that receipt as an agency. You want to represent LASG as a body to validate receipt. The first one, you are just doing it for doing sake, maybe for personal purpose or whatever. But for this now, it means that yes, the LASG as an agency is involved in it. I want to render service, to a customer. So then you need to log in. And while you are logging in, it means you must use your agency. For madam, you were asking the other time. At this point now, it is required of you to use nothing else but the agency code. So then you log in. I'm going to use an example here. 146726. And then sorry, because I don't need to say it. Okay, I can say this one. This one is email address. Like you have your own email address. Webmaster 146726. Then what's the other one? Then I have then where it says select service name, then I will select my agency. Can we see it?
Yes.
And then I'll put my agency code here, my service code, which is my agency corporate ID, and that is 32990. And I will say login. Okay, I'm there. You will agree with me that you have seen something like this? Have you? Not yet. Okay, you will see more of it. But this is a typical example of somebody who is an agency who wants to render service to a customer. It will come to this particular page, and then
So you enter your own pay ID first before you use the agency.
no, I enter yes, I will use my pay ID. Don't forget I said if the agency have nominated you as a representative, then it means that we will now need to tie your agency code with your own code. The two must agree before you can represent the agency. So now here, when you scroll down, you will see validate automated receipt. Can we see it? And then I go to display. Now it brings me to the window where we put in the what? Thank you, sir. It's the only one following. And you can say it now. You know how it is now when you are. So we put the receipt number. I just want to get your attention. Now we can still use the same receipt on our manual to confirm what we are doing. So I'm putting the receipt number as okay, let me use the one I have here on page 15. Let me use the one on page 15. So please follow me. 230 134 HRXANPZT. Then you go to the next window or column, and then that one says my telephone number. I can use my number, can use, well, fine. 080539090. So then I will say validate. Now let's see what he has returned to us. He said this receipt has already been presented on what? November, and validated by who? Of this agency. This person is using this agency, Lagos State Internal Revenue. I hope you are okay up to this point. Yes. Now, what I have done here is to tell whoever is coming that at one point in time you have presented this same receipt as a particular agency. Can we pick out something for me?
Someone has asked that question.
Okay. Very well. You are in the spirit. Do you know some people are ignorant of this? They don't see the possibility of using the same receipt to get multiple services. And it is possible, because if you don't take your time to actually look at the receipt and see what particular revenue he has actually paid for, you can easily just give up. Let's listen to this, please.
There's a bank in Antigua by TTP or whatever.
Please, one now, please.
You print two receipts for one offender. And most of the time, you won't see the vehicle number there. Okay. You have the same name, address, only that's what you have on the receipt. And they give it to two, they will give two receipts. They print two receipts to only one person. And you know what happened? Okay. They share the receipt into two. The same people that commit, they are having the same different teller. And they give them the two teller, one blue or one green.
Okay. So, one payment to service two people. I understand. Very well.
It's the bank fault. Because when I just look at the whole story that the fault is from the bank. When the bank is two receipts for a particular thing for one service.
Yes.
That's how they are doing.
No, not negligence.
They have
no negligence. What are you saying? They collect money from two people. With one receipt for them, share for them. It's not negligence. Negligence.
They went to the same place. Okay. One present his own today, the other one present his own tomorrow.
No, see, don't be surprised. Some people are out there thinking they are smart.
But some people think
That is what they should have done. That is what they should have done, and that is why we are saying, you have to be ahead of these people. Because the moment you invent something today, they're already looking for a loophole and a way out to counter what you have done. And that is why you always need to think ahead of them. So that whatever they want to play as a trick, you already,
everybody takes this. Let's just confirm this. Let's confirm this. Zonal accountant sent this.
Right now.
No, that was last week. Unfortunately, there was no service. So even up till yesterday afternoon, not until now that I did it. But I would like you to do it.
Did you do it?
I did it.
Is it successful?
It's not. That's why I want you to do it so that everybody can see.
Okay, fine. But I won't do it under this agency. I will go back to that normal validation. So I'm going to do that. But I just want to be sure that this is very clear to us. And then we agree, okay, ma'am.
The statement made, the receipt has already been presented.
Yes.
Are you saying, I don't understand, is it that he has used it somewhere?
Yes, now, that is it. That's what he's saying. Hello, ma. Let me clarify this. Just now, let's take myself as a customer. For instance, this is where this receipt was validated by LRS agent. Are you okay? It was validated by an LRS agent. And then I picked the same receipt. Maybe you asked me to go and pay a fine or whatever. I've committed a crime or whatever. And then I now use one style and say, already I've paid one receipt before. Let me quickly go and use the same receipt to get my car, free. And then I bring this same receipt to you. Because somebody at LRS had done, the due diligence, he has validated the receipt. By the time I get to you as another agency, it is expected of you to still go on and validate the same receipt using your agency code. Madam, are you clear? I'm actually, now, so if you now want to do that, by the time you now validate the receipt, this information, pop up. What are you going to say to that person? The person has used the receipt somewhere else, and what you are even asking me to pay is not related to this particular payment. You are saying ordinary. It's not everybody that will look at it ordinarily and accept that yes, he's not trying to play a prank. It's just a normal thing. You overdo, so you have been compelled to validate the receipt before you offer the service. Automatically you are going to spot whatever is the problem on that receipt. That is the important thing. It's not as if ordinarily some of us will not, probably see it and reject it. But what about other people that may not have the time to look at it? But if they have been compelled to do a validation before they offer a service, that control, is there already, and it will be, a system that works. So let's just please accept it and then adopt it. And I know it will go a long way to help us. Okay? Yes. Well, you know how it is. Please, when during the time of question and answer, we can bring up as many as possible questions that we have. And then I'm sure that will be addressed. We don't have a problem with that. Now, quickly, the one you talk about, let's look at it quickly. So this is where you are talking about. So what the number is?
Hello, listen.
Please, let's look at this. It's a typical example. What do you have there?
234 15 463
463
slash
okay
HI MX
HIMS.
Yeah, X
X as in X-ray. Okay.
UHER.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it correct?
That's it.
Is it correct with what you? Okay, let me call it for you. 234 15 46 3 slash HI MXUHER. Fine, now give me your number.
080
080
23 82 75 92. That's me.
So I've just clicked on validate.
Check information.
Oh, as it? Okay, it's not valid. Can you just see? That's a typical example. So that is it.
So, in my reply to the person, I said the receipt is not valid, and that the accountant should liaise with the zebra to get that person arrested.
Okay. Now I want to ask this question. Sorry. Yes, but sorry. I want to find out. Did you see the receipt physically yourself?
No. It's still with the.
Okay, you are going to find out. Let's know whether it's a new receipt or an old one. No, just we need to know if it's a new one. It is expected of all of us that cannot be invalid.
You know what happened?
Okay.
Immediately the accountant.
A receipt that somebody is presenting for the service.
They were even to not just
invalid.
Of course.
So they need to
invalid. It's a forged receipt.
So they need to
do forged receipt. So immediately the guy received the receipt. He said,
it's the one we validated.
It's the one you validated. And it's not valid.
This is what is giving us.
It's not valid. The receipt is not valid. So they do forged receipts. Like for instance, 2 days ago, one of our staff was at Badagry and found some of these receipts. But they use the same entry code, but they now change that alphabet side to a different something, and I confirm it. That number exists in the database, but the code is different. So the forging everything looks alike.
Don't assume.
Validate it.
Can you hear that, sir? So don't assume that what this person is presenting has a date, has a name, or whatever. No, you still need to carry out the validation to ensure that yes, you have done the right thing.
And part of what we explained to you in last that for all these examples that are not responsible for the state, because it is possible for them to obtain automated receipts today, probably today or and the guy to commit another offense tomorrow and still present that same receipt. So if you are validated, if you do service rendering validation, please let's be attentive. If you do a service rendering validation, if you log in to do the validation as the agency, or you use your phone, the SMS. While you are doing the SMS, you include your own pay ID. That is when the system will recognize that you are doing a service rendering validation. So the system is going to track that receipt, keep an audit trail, so that if that taxpayer represents that receipt and another person tries to validate it as an agency during service rendering, the system will respond that this receipt has been utilized so by so person validated, and so you get that information.
I hope that is clear. You know what I've said is what is repeating as well. So that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. Hello. So quickly, please, can you bring out your BlackBerry? Well, BlackBerry basically. Okay. You know what? Okay, fine. Before that, maybe when you have received your own BlackBerry. Yes, hold on now. Hello. We want to live here today. So when you have received your own BlackBerry.
From here?
Yes, when you have received your own BlackBerry, please go to that page 15. There is a sample of that receipt there. You can, carry out the verification or validation by yourself. But how are you going to do it?
Please, open to page 15.
Do we all understand how to do it?
And you have your BlackBerry
It's not on page 15, it's on page 14.
Please open to page 15.
Just do it for them. So you don't
Anybody that has a BlackBerry phone. You can, if you don't have a BlackBerry phone, you have an Android phone, maybe s.DAY or something, or you have a Nokia phone, you have to download a barcode scanner on those phones. But for a BlackBerry phone, why we are laying emphasis on it is because you already have it installed on it. The QR code is called Quick Response Code, so that it can validate instantly. So I'm going to show some of what I will do. And if you have your phone in BlackBerry, you can bring it out. Let me
Just if you have yellow berry, just put the scanner on it. Download it. Just make sure you scan on it.
Already.
How can I get this service? Hello, brother. I can still continue with the one they gave me. But just that I don't remember it. Back up.
You have to download the
let's see how to download or whatever. Okay. Let's see. Okay.
Now, there are different types of tax clearance which we have. We have the ETCC, we have the MTCC, and we have the CCTC for the corporate. The ETCC, there are three types. We have the payee, that is, you need to belong to an organization or a ministry for you to have a payee card. Then we have the direct assessment and the self-assessment. Now, the self-assessment, government has given us the opportunity to assess ourselves. Now, I'm talking now about the taxpayers that are out there. You can go to the bank, assess yourself. There is a form which is available, and I'll show you how to print the form later. At the back of the form, there is a tabulation containing the income and the corresponding tax which you can pay. You go to the bank, pay it, collect your tax clearance. My colleague has talked about the ARR and the verification. Verify it. Then you fill the form, you submit it to us, we print the cards for you. And when the cards are printed, an SMS is sent to you telling you that your card has been processed. Then you go to where you submitted your form and collect your cards. Now, for the direct assessment, you need to go to the tax station for assessment. Now, the first one is self-assessment, and that can also serve as enumeration, because once you pay, your data is captured into the net. Now, the next one is direct assessment. You go to the tax station yourself. The tax authorities will assess you and tell you and know your worth and tell you the amount that you pay. You go to the bank, make the payment, collect your receipt, fill the form, submit the form, submit to us, then we print the card for you. Then at a later date, you go back to collect your card. Now for the payee, as you are all members of last month, I hope you have cards. Those that don't want to have cards, I'm going to send these forms around, please. Please. If you do not have cards, please fill the form. Please fill the form. If you don't have the ETCC card, please fill the form. If you do not have card, please fill the form. If you do not have cards at all, please fill the form.